And make sure you get around and get in it too.
I will.
Okay. All right, well now we are at the conclusion, and what we wanted to do, I had some suggestions from some people that we have tips from those that have taken the test or things to remember when taking the test, and we're going to invite a couple people to join us right now. So we're going to start with Dustin Woods. Dustin took the test and has a tip for you.
Yeah, schedule your test as soon as possible so that the information is still fresh in your memory, and bring study material with you and sit in your car before you go in so you're familiar with everything, so it's still fresh in your brain. That's the big key on that.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you, Dustin. Sean Kimbrough.
What I wanted to talk about was the 24-hour emergency access. Some disclaimers on that is, one, you can't be under the influence of any type of illegal substances, whether it's prescribed or illegal substances, like I said before. Another thing is you can't commit stalking or any type of domestic violence as well. Anything in that nature, you are not certified to be covered under the 24-hour access.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you, Sean. Mr. Wooten.
Yes, I'd like to encourage everyone to actually use the study guides supplied by Legal Shield and Mr. Shelvy that he developed. It gets fast results. My son just notified us today that he passed the test.
Awesome. Congratulations. Congratulations. Yeah, the materials are good. We've taken them. We spent a lot of time getting them put together, so I think they'll help. Mr. Deppner.
Yeah, most of the tests will be on the insurance of the state, as you said, but the definitions are a big part of Legal Shield's questions, so you should know those and study them also.
And you specifically mentioned a couple of them that really stood out to you. What were those?
Those were misleading and coercion, and I can't remember those.
No.
Sorry about that.
That's fine. See, he misled us by not telling us what they were, and I coerced him to come up. So now I know the definition. Thanks, Mr. Deckner. All right, Mr. Kimbrough.
I would strongly suggest that everybody take the practice test beforehand. That way you get used to the format that the actual test is going to begin on. And that way, because the test don't start until you hit the start button for the actual test. So you can take that as long as you need to.
Perfect. Perfect. That's a good point. You're actually going to have a practice test that has been developed here locally for you so that you can get some familiarity with the questions and the information. But then when you get there, there's going to be a way to do a practice test there that will get you familiar with the format of how the test is going to be administered at Pearson View. So, yes, Mr. Dudley.
Okay, what I would say is that, there's 50 questions to that test, and you have 1 hour to do it. So blow through those 50 questions and get all that low-hanging fruit, the stuff that you know that you can get. That way you feel nice and relaxed when you can go back and review those ones that you aren't so familiar with.
Perfect. Thank you. That's a real good, that's a very good tip, and that's test taking 101. So, Debbie.
My suggestion would be, when they talk about insurance claims, to replace the word claim with intake number, and you'd be a little more familiar with that.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Good point. Yeah, the test is going to test you on knowledge of the insurance industry, and how that's applicable to us will be actually the final tip that I will make. But before we do that, Mr. Lucabali.
Okay, so one thing that I did that may or may not help you is, you may have heard this company referred to as prepaid legal, and prepaid legal is the industry. So when I was taking the test, I would in my mind replace the word prepaid legal with the industry. That way I wouldn't get caught up in some of the details or some of the services that we as a company provide, but may not be what the state is asking you a question about. So that's my suggestion.
No, that's fantastic. Fantastic. We've got two more quick things. Number one, just what Jason said and what Debbie said, you got to understand who's asking the question. So prepaid legal is the industry, it's not the name of the company, for one. Number two, the claims, when you hear that the first time you think, well, we don't have any claims. Well, we do, they're intake numbers, so very valid point. But again, it's knowing who's asking the question. And what I wanted to lead the tip was the format of the test. And there's going to be some true or false questions on the test. It's going to be predominantly multiple choice on the test, but it is a computer test. So you're going to have selections that you can make. And sometimes there's going to be multiple true false. It'll say all of the following are true except, or true or false, and it'll have 2 trues and it'll have 2 falses, and then there'll be supporting information. So when taking a test, what you want to do is eliminate anything that isn't possibly right, and then even if you don't know the information, it gives you a better probable guess to what is right. If you have 2 questions left that could be right, then it's a flip of a coin. But that's it. I want to thank everybody for being here today and for putting this license training together, and we look forward to big things and high scores, and thank you so much.